So I'm wearing my Selfie Denture right now, and I've had it in for 24 hours, and the biggest thing that I noticed was the way that it affected my speech. Certain words were harder to say, and just my speech overall sounded really funny to me, and I was definitely a lot more self-conscious about talking in front of other people, especially people that didn't know that I was doing this project. So that made me think a lot more before I spoke. And the other thing I noticed was when I was eating, food would get stuck up in there, and it was really uncomfortable. And I was at a CE course at school last night for dinner, and so I was in front of a bunch of people, or around a bunch of people, eating, and food was getting stuck, and it felt like you just wanted to dig it out, but you couldn't because all these people were around, and so I just had to swish water to try to get it out, and that made me feel really self-conscious about eating in front of other people. And I think just wearing the denture overall made me feel a lot more insecure with myself, and makes you think twice about things that you normally wouldn't care about or worry about. So to improve the denture experience for my patients, I would try to make a denture for them with as good of retention as possible so that it wasn't falling while they're eating or talking, and I think that might also help to not have food getting stuck up between the denture and the palate as much. The other thing I would do is choose a different material. The acrylic that we had tasted pretty much like a nail salon in my mouth all day, and it made all my food have a hint of acrylic taste, and it was really nasty, and I wouldn't want my patients to have to go through that, especially long term. So those are the two things I would do to try to make their experience with dentures better. I think that empathy is an important trait to have as a dentist in general, but especially when working with edentulous patients or patients that are just having problems with the way that their dentures are fitting or not fitting, because they're going to be in a more vulnerable and emotional state, and the better that we can listen to them and relate to what they're going through, the better connection we're going to have with them. And I think that's a really big part in gaining the patient's trust, and by doing that, we'll just help make their experience with dentures as positive as possible.